Hey, well, I am delighted to welcome actor John Aylward to Art Zone. Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Right, we're at Red Mill on 67th, the junction of Greenwood and Finney. And we chose this place because the original Red Mill was in your hood, right?
It certainly was. It was at the corner of 19th and Aloha.
On Capitol Hill.
These two genius shepherd kids were smart enough to somehow get the name and trademark it, and look what's happened to them.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Beautiful.
It's a big, much like your beautiful career. So you went to Garfield High School, UW.
Well, I started at Seattle Prep.
Okay, and you went to Garfield.
And then I got tossed out of that school, I'm very proud to say. And then I went to Garfield and the University of Washington. And
then that has led to a very stellar working career as an actor. And you're in town here in Seattle. We'll knock on wood, yeah, my head. You're in town at ACT to play Big Daddy in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Tennessee Williams.
I am.
Big role, iconic role, I would say, for an actor. So what made you want to take this on?
I tell you, really, it's one of the things that was still out there.
One of those roles.
I've had the great, great privilege of playing huge parts in some great plays, and a lot of them at ACT, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. And I have a 48-year history with that theater. And
that's deep.
Well, it's a lot of stuff. And Big Daddy is one of those roles that people always sort of look at you and you kind of, you go, okay, I know it's in my wheelhouse, but you know, it's also huge.
Did you call Goopa Big Daddy?
Oh, you.
Did you want Goopa Big Daddy?
No, and I don't want you. I want some privacy here when I'm having a confidential talk with my son Brick. Now, it's too hot in here to close them doors, but if I have to close them doors in order to have a confidential talk with my son Brick, just let me know and I'll close them.
What's the essence of Big Daddy? How would you distill him? What drives him?
Well, he's just, you know, he's a bootstrap guy, you know, and he's very proud of what he's been able to accomplish. He's basically a redneck, and he's raised this, you know, this family, and it's all driven by success. He's a great success as a cotton planter, and he has enough money that he's very proud of, and that's, you know, that's the essence of that world. I mean, this takes place in 1955, and he has cancer. All those issues are crammed into this 2-hour and 45-minute journey that takes place from, you know, from 9 o'clock at night to about 11:30 at night in one
day
stop.
Yeah.
I got money enough to feed the goddamn country. The human animal is a selfish beast. And I don't reckon the money I passed out there to those howling children around the hills of Barcelona would more than upholster the chairs in this room. I mean, pay to put a new cover on this. And I threw the money. I could scatter feed corn for chickens. I threw money at them just to get rid of them long enough to climb back in the car and drive away.
So I know that there's a story about how you got into TV, but your theater chops basically kind of opened the door for you in a lot of ways into television when you got snagged for ER as Dr. How did you say his last name? Anspaugh?
Yeah, it's close.
Right. Close enough?
Yeah, it's close
Anspaugh.
enough. He was the head of the hospital.
Yes.
But they wrote that role for me. But I only got that part because I was doing a play in Los Angeles at the Mark Taper Forum.
Psychopathia Sexualis?
Yeah, that was John Shanley's Psychopathia Sexualis. A mediocre play with a great part that I had, and someone from ER saw the play, and next thing I knew I was invited to go to Warner Brothers and meet all these people, and I literally did not know how important that meeting was. I was doing the play, and had I known what was at stake, I probably would have, you know, freaked out and done something stupid. But anyway, I did this big speech for these people, and they wrote me a role for that TV show, and that was the first show I ever did on television.
And then it just kept on going from there. West Wing, The Practice, I mean, tons and tons of stuff.
I show up.
You show up. I know you've said that you've played some of the big roles, obviously, Willie, now Big Daddy. Are there any other roles that you'd like to play that you haven't in theater?
I'm going to say no.
You've
because this is going to be, you know, I've hit them. I've hit a lot of them. I've been able to, I mean, maybe re-explore things. maybe do another Lear someday. But I mean, I've been very blessed. I mean, to play most of the big ones, and like I say, I mean, this is. It could be my swan song to ACT. This is Kurt Beatty's final year, and he and I go way back to 1967. So this is a nice little, you know, capper, and not a little. It's a huge play. But right now I'm having a ball, and I really think it's going to be a wonderful production, and I hope people come and see it.
Well, I believe they will. Thank you so much for coming. The Red Mill, now we can eat all this food, of course.
Yeah, thanks.
So you can catch John and a terrific cast in Cat on a Hot Tin Riff. It opens April 17th, runs through May 17th. Tickets at acttheater.org.
Thank you.
You, sir. Okay,
Thank
what do you want to
nice
start with? Oh, nice to see you. So do you want this one or this one? Or do you want this?
I'll finish coffee. Oh, no, don't give me the onion rings.
Well, who can say no to an onion ring?